Okay. There you go. Showing we're live. There you go. Afternoon, Martin. Martin, as you're, Carol, as you're both on nice and early, can you just let me know what the audio is like? New setup. So I just want to make sure that you can hear me okay. I've got it on the noise suppressant as well because the oven's on at the moment. So just give me a thumbs up if it's okay. Hi, Sandra. Right, I don't need anything. Fine, sounds good. Okay, brilliant. What are you sniggering at?
My part of the noise.
Yeah. Excellent. I'll wait for a few others to join us, and then we'll get cracking. Hello, Pollyanna Craft. Let's say Croft then. Loud and clear. Welcome. Welcome to the live. Pretty much everyone that's on knows what we're doing now, as in working down here at the bakery. Primarily because there are 4 6-week-old pups now. Hello, Jan, who are quite active. Hi, Jack. Less of the smart Carol and more of the trying to keep warm, because obviously this place isn't heated, even with the ovens on, windows are open, extractions on. So yeah, so we're going to work down here certainly for the foreseeable future on a Sunday. Going to be doing, so we're at the 8th, aren't we? So we've got the 8th, we'll have the 15th and the 22nd. Believe it or not, I'll do one on the 22nd. We'll do a 2-hour live. 2 hours probably plus a little bit, I don't know. Might be a bit easier down here on the basis that it's a bigger space and I've got everything prepped, so I can have everything out. So it's a little bit more chilled for me, definitely. As you can probably tell, I've got my screen on this side of me, so as much as you are there, I can see your comments here. So bear with me if I'm trying to read and show you things. And Emma's down here to try and keep me on track. So 4 things today. Gala Pie. The way we've been doing them recently in the sessions, rather than the long loaf tin, we're going to do it as a round Gala Pie. The second one was the Panettone. Then the soda bread, and the Christmas mince pie, the Christmas Bakewell, or the mince pie Bakewell. They're each in stages, so I'm going to do a little bit of each to start with, and then we put them all together as we go through. Because pastry needs making for the Gala Pie, pastry needs making for the mince tart. The soda bread's nice and neat; it's 1 bowl straight in. So I'll probably leave that until the Gala Pie is ready, because they've got about the same cooking time. And the Panettone, that's got to prove. So that'll probably be 3rd on the list. Emma's the best sidekick. Can you read that? Carol, no, that's Sandra.
Oh, right.
That's Sandra. Right, so Gala Pie. What I'm also going to do with the Gala Pie is some cranberry sauce, because what we've done recently when we've done the sessions is we've topped the Gala Pie on the inside with cranberry sauce. You may want to make your own cranberry sauce, because clearly you're not going to get a clean version, a sugar-free version in the supermarkets. It's not really, it's not even close to being a difficult sauce to make. Right now, These are available at Morrison's for £2-3. So £1.50 a tub. That's 550 grams in there. That's going to make you a fair amount of cranberry sauce. All you really need is some orange juice. That's optional, but it does help with flavour because obviously they're very bitter, they're very sour, and a bit of sweetener, and that's it. So I'll do that now. There's enough. You don't need to add a lot of liquid to cranberries. There's obviously a lot of liquid in them that needs to be drawn out. And when you do draw the liquid out and then start to reduce it, then it will go thick. You don't really need to add anything to cranberries to thicken up. I'll just get that started. I'm going to grate this first because I need. I thought I've got the grater out. Hang on. See. Yeah, I'm going to grate this first because I'm going to need the zest from this in another recipe, and then I'll juice it. So I'm just going to keep that on low just for a minute. In fact, it's essentially the juice of one orange per packet. So I'm going to do 2 oranges worth, but all of that zest is going to get used later. You could actually add the zest. If you're not making anything else, then add the zest into the cranberry as well. So, hope you're all well and surviving. We got down here a couple of hours ago. Sort of knowing that we were going to have a little bit of a flood to deal with, and true enough, the bottom end of the bakery was, which is weird because it's normally the top end. Today it was that end, and it just looks like the water's come up through the drain. Obviously, it was that heavy in this area. So, quick cleanup. Thankfully, we've got a hello. I didn't realize you were in Hong Kong, Lainey. Thankfully, we've got a wet dry vac, so we were just able to vacuum it all up. Something like about 40 litres of water. Yes, at the bakery today, Jane. Going to be down here, certainly for the foreseeable future on a Sunday, just because of the noise level with the dogs. When once they're awake, they all want to they all want to run around the house. So it's a bit too much chaos at the moment at home. However, as I said, it's actually easier for me if I'm down here. So while we're down here, we've made dinner. So I've stuffed a chicken, panda stuffing. So that's roasted, ready to take home later. And for my soda bread in a little while. I've got bacon, couldn't find pancetta. So I've got bacon. Just smoked applewood cheese and bacon. Quite nice. You'll get about, depends on obviously the size of the oranges, 50, maybe sort of 70 grams of juice per orange. So we've got a nice cupful there. Sweetener is going to very much depend how sharp, how tart you want. Oh yeah, I forgot you would do that. How tart you want the cranberry sauce. I want mine quite sour because it's always going to go with something. I don't want it sweet along with something that's savoury, so like the Gala Pie. So all I'm going to do to here is add about 50 grams of sweetener. So that's 25 per tub, which is about 10% of the volume. So 275 cranberry and about 10% in weight of sweetener. You may want to go a little bit higher, but I wouldn't go any higher than 20%. So I wouldn't go more than 50 grams per, because you're just turning it into a sweet jam one. It's also easier not to keep opening packets while I'm down here. It wasn't. Yeah, the dog on. Yeah. Right, so what did I say? I'm going to add 50 grams. There you go. Right, just bring that to heat. And then we're just going to let that stew away for a few minutes. We want to keep it low to medium heat because we don't want to be drying this out. This to essentially burst open, all juices out, and then that's going to thicken it as well. So, right, that's that one done. Let's start with the actual Gala Pie. I'm going to make the pastry. So I don't need that for a few minutes. Oh, let's see you doing it. So I'm going to make the pastry according to the Christmas book, which is 100 grams of butter, 100 grams of flour, and 100 grams. It says lard in the book, which is fine. However, I've got plenty of the beef fat, so the suet. So I'm going to be using that instead. We did it last week. It worked out amazingly well. So it comes in, if you ever buy it, you can buy it frozen in kilo bags. It's quite a hard, dryish. So this has been frozen, but it's quite a dryish sort of fat. If you're gonna, as I am now, gonna blitz it, you are best cutting it into pieces. So again, you can see it's really hard fat. It's not like a lard or a dripping. It's a really hard fat. So I'm just going to cut it into slightly smaller pieces, just so it doesn't get caught on the blades in the food processor. So I mean by it's easy. I've got bowls all underneath here. I've got all my utensils. Don't need to worry about trying to wash tons of bowls in a domestic sink. Big one's ready. I should arrange for Martin to come up every Sunday. Martin, do you fancy coming and doing washing up Sunday afternoon? I missed a bit. Right, there we go. 100 grams of suet. I think I'm using that again in a minute. What are you laughing at? Okay. Okay. Brilliant. 2 o'clock next Sunday, mate. Where's my big scoop gone? What's my big scoop? Use the drink. Even that's easier. Big bucket of panda flour. Right, 100 grams of panda flour. So this is making a lot of pastry, but I'm going to make, if I've got any left from the pie, which I will, I know I will, I'll make a couple of smaller pork pies. 100 grams of panda flour. I'm going to stick my baking powder and salt in there now. What is it? 10 grams. Where is it? 20 grams. Yeah, because it's double portion, isn't it? You better do it. Yeah. So 20 grams of baking powder. That's optional, by the way. Baking powder would sort of help it lift, obviously, because it's a suet based. It's going to be a little bit more dense. So it makes it a little bit more layered. What else do we need in there? I think that's it, isn't it? For flowers. Okay, 100 grams of butter. I'm going to put the butter straight in, but then when it comes to the suet, that's going to get added in gradually, just because it's a much tougher fat. So the butter is not a problem. You can go straight in. Obviously, if you're going to do this in a smaller mixer, like the little Ninja one we did at home, just do half at a time. So do half with the suet or lard and half with the butter, and then combine them. Last orders for delivery. So Christmas Day is a Wednesday, isn't it? It's going to have to be I mean, you know, I can send things out Christmas Eve, but it's going to get to you. I reckon it'll be something like so Wednesday, it's 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. I've got to dispatch it on the Friday for it to have any chance of getting to you. So the Friday before Christmas. So butter's in, feed this in gradually. Nice.
So would you do sort of for midday Friday?
Oh no, I've got dispatch. You can't order on Friday. The website will close on Friday. Yeah, last order. The actual order will have to be in on a Thursday. For me to actually dispatch it Friday, got to be in Thursday. So yeah, we'll put a notice on the website, but it's going to be probably Thursday, because if I don't send it Friday, the Monday delivery is never going to get to you. Okay, so we've got, it's a slightly denser breadcrumb because of the suet, but that's still fine. I mean, there are no big pieces of fat in there. A couple of egg yolks, and then about 130 grams of water. So let's keep. Ooh, actually, that's good because I need 4 egg whites for the panettone later. So that was rubbish one.
Yes, you can make water pastry.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple of egg yolks in there. We'll get some water. Not quite a mini kitchen. As you can see, this is on fairly low. It's bubbling up quite nicely, and already the cranberries have started to open up. So they've obviously expanded, they've burst open, and they're turning into a syrup already. So I'm just going to knock that all the way down. that essentially is already done. You could store that as it is. There's still a few sort of fairly whole cranberries in there, but the majority, I've had to add nothing in that to make it thick. In fact, that for me, that's perfect. I mean, what did that take? 10 minutes, 15 minutes of just low heat. Yeah. Done. They clearly weren't as sour as the previous ones because that's got a slight sweet tinge to it. That's fine. That's all good. Cranberry sauce. Packet of cranberries, juice of an orange, 20 grams of sweetener, slow cook, well, low heat, cook them through, and finished. 130 water. And bring it together. So it'll take a little bit of work to get this all mixed in together, but then we're just going to let it rest before we attempt to roll it out. Now, for anyone that's going to, well, I'm going to be doing, hang on, so I tried to rough up it yesterday. It was very wet and difficult to roll out without paper. Mix the flour and butter by hand. Okay, so it is more difficult to do it by hand. The butter needs to be ice cold, and you're to do it. Obviously, it's cutting the butter into small cubes to then be able to rub it together. So I mean, essentially, I've just done the same here. I mean, yes, I've used the blitzer for the breadcrumb part, but same amount of liquid, same amount of fat, same amount of egg. And as much as it was wettish when it first started, that's now soaked up all of the liquid. Well, most of the liquid, it's got a little wet tinge to the outside, but I'm going to let that rest for a few minutes. So that's the Gala Pie pastry. Let me just go and wash my hands, and then we'll start on I'll do the other pastry. So yeah, let's do the sweet pastry. So the normal version, which is just butter. And you know what? Let's do it by hand rather than in the right page. There it is. So I'm going to use the exact same ingredients. Yep. So 50 grams of pan flour. Okay. 25 grams of sweetener. Baking powder, 10 grams. Does feel weird being down here doing this without other people now. Or music on, yeah. But well, we do both when we do the workshop, don't we? People and music on. 10 grams of baking powder. It does feel too quiet. I mean, at least at home, or at home, it is a little bit noisier generally with the dogs. Yeah. Right. Okay.
I think it's called peaceful.
Peaceful. It is peaceful in a way.
But you can hear all of the sounds of food.
Yeah. Even when I'm down here by myself during the week, it's never this quiet. Clearly. In fact, regularly. Kevin, the landlord, will come and go. Music. What? Yeah. Right. 100 grams of butter. So to make it, this isn't ice cold either, unfortunately. It is chilled, yes, but not ice cold. It just takes a few minutes longer to make it than in a bullet. However, this is how we were taught to do it. But we were only taught to do it this way because we didn't have the machines available to do the blitzing. There's no way my gran would have spent all the time rubbing butter into pastry. There was a machine that did it.
Mm.
That's 98. That was what was left. That's fine. That's enough. Right. So chat amongst yourselves for about 5 minutes, yeah? Because that's what it's going to take. So I'm just trying to break up the butter. I mean, actually, it is quite. It shows you how cold it's been down here overnight because these haven't been in the fridge. Oh, blimey. Actually, you could also grate the butter if it is properly cold. That makes this easier as well. If you want to get a slab of butter, stick it in the freezer, and then grate it. Yeah, we can't play music while we're down here on a Sunday. Although I'm surprised, they normally do a Christmas fair in the courtyard. I'm sure it was the first Sunday of the month, but our first Sunday of December. But not seen any notice about it this year. Okay, so we're starting to break it up now. Sandra, you're not the only one. There were a couple of pups last night kept escaping. Beginning at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then again at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then again at 3 o'clock in the morning. And by 4 o'clock in the morning, I definitely had enough.
I started at 5 and 6.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a long night. And typically, when we left to come here, which was a couple of hours ago now at least, I don't think the pups had been awake all morning. So they're going to get a rude awakening when they get home. All right. We're getting there. There's one particular pup that has worked out how to escape the pen. The others, not so much, and she doesn't sort of like lead the way. She just escapes and go and finds her mum. She made the big mistake of going to find her dad last night, and he wasn't impressed by being woken up. Okay. Right, so same as 1 egg yolk, 65 grams of water. So actually, that's 3 egg yolks so far. Honestly, I was thinking I was going to have loads of yolks left over. I forgot about the pastry side of it. Get these final few bigger bits. I need all of that. No, her name. Well, her name is now changed. I mean, you don't know what I was calling her last night, but her name was changed to Ruby because that's what the new family are calling her. We had 2 of the new families come and visit yesterday, and they actually turned up at the same time. So we had a house full of people, 2 very excited. Big boxer dogs and 4 very sleepy pups who have to be prompted and prodded to say hello. So, right, there we go. There you go. However, they seem to enjoy their visit.
Seth responded to his name.
Zeth responded to his name. So the one that we're keeping, which is the biggest, chunk as I call him, the biggest of the 4, the only boy. He he's a bit of a bully sometimes. Throws his weight around. He got told off last night for doing that because when I put him into bed and he attacked, I think it was Holly.
Yeah, he doesn't understand it's big, does he?
No, he doesn't understand. He's considerably bigger than the rest. Yeah. He got picked up, told no. His face was a bit shocked.
Did he run to his back to sleep again?
No, he did. Yeah, he ran into the corner. He ran into the corner then. Yeah, he knows. Yeah. Put him down and he ran into the corner. And actually, from that point on, he wasn't the problem last night. Which one is Holly? Holly's the white, the other white, so the white girl. There's definitely different characters developing between the 4 of them. Renarin, or Ruby, as she is now. She's very clever. She's only noisy when she just wants to get out of the pen. She just wants to sort of run around. The Coco lookalike is the Coco double. She is very food orientated. She'll be the first down, the last to finish. There we go. So same recipe. And again, it's got a slight moist feel to it on the outside, but certainly not wet. So let that rest. So that's the 2 pastries done. So 1 for the Gala Pie, so savoury, 1 for the mint Christmas Bakewell. Sweets is someone. Will the puppies stay white? Well, they're developing small dark spots. So they were pure white when they came. Well, actually, no. Holly was like a lime green when she came out. She definitely wasn't white. She was a weird colour. Zeth came out pure white. Yeah, so they're developing little black spots on their ears, on the around their nose, I think. I'm trying to think where Holly's developing spots. She's got more on her face, you know.
Yeah, not so many Zeph in his ears.
Yeah, Zephyr's got
Belly.
sort of black spots on his ears and belly. So yeah, but they're not going to change colour much. Right, there we go. So say a sweet pastry, doesn't it? Okay, hands again. Let's see what we do next. I suppose we could do, if we do the Panettone, because they've got to prove. The oven's warm, so that'll be a good one to, because they can prove for about an hour or so in there. So I'm going to leave both those two alone. Oh, actually, before I start that, part of the Gala Pie recipe, if you look at the recipe, it's to include some gammon or some whole pork pieces. Having the two textures in there actually really sort of gives you a great sort of, it's called mouthfeel. So just a better texture rather than it just being pure mince. Couldn't get any gammon this morning. So what I've used previously is some pork belly. I'm just going to, I'm going to sort of like simmer this because if you want to make any of the jelly, then you could use the stock that comes from it. Same for the hock. So I'm just going to simmer this to soften the meat up, and then I can break the meat off the fat. We're not going to be using the fat. I'll give that to the dogs later. Inside the Gala, we're just going to be using the chunks of meat. Is Liam there? Hello, Liam. If you're there, I can't. If he said hello, I've missed it. So sorry, mate, if you have said hello, because I can't see it. What pan shall I use? Where's the? Oh, there it is. So I'm not going to use much water in there, just enough to prevent this from sticking and burning. I don't want any colour on it at all. A little bit of salt in there. Yeah. Right, that's it. I'm going to leave that now. It's going to be sort of half an hour before I sort of need that one. Right, the Panettone, that's what I was going to find next. God, looks like it's like 7 o'clock at night out there. It's horrible and dark. Okay. Yeah, we have got Christmas lights in the courtyard. Yeah. Okay. There's a fair few ingredients to this. Hence the reason why I put a mix together. If the people want to sort of try it without having to get everything. Sweetener, golden linseed, panda flour, yeast, bicarbs, cranberries, cacao nibs, salt in a bowl. So there you go. 30 grams of panda flour. So I've actually got, I've got one over there. Some Panettone cups for these. This is for 6, so the recipe is going to be making for 6 of these. Mostly because we've got pretty much no freezer space left. So I can't keep making things and expecting to stick it away for Christmas. 100 grams of sweetener. $90 grams of milled linseed. Nice, all prepared.
Yourself.
10 grams of yeast. Teaspoon of bicarbs. Yep. And the cacao. So the cacao nibs are optional, but we've got loads of them down here, so I quite like to use them. We used to use them on top of chocolate cake. So they're just these are proper cacao nibs as well, so they're the shells. So for us they are mandatory. So they're bitter, they're not as sweet, but they give a nice crunch. There we go. 5 grams and a bit. Okay, so sweetener, golden linseed, panda flour, yeast, bicarbs, cacao nibs, cranberries. Here's some I dehydrated last week. And I've done some more over the weekend as well. So I've got a whole tray of. So this is actually 4 tubs of cranberries, which would be just over a kilo, 1.1 kilos. I haven't weighed them. These have been on an awful lot longer and at a slightly lower temperature because I just left them in the oven and I just left them go. So they took about, I'd probably say 30 hours to dehydrate, but they are more dehydrated than the ones I did last week. These were slightly quicker. So these are good to use. They very much resemble a sultana. They're slightly squishy, ever so slightly squishy. Perfect for chucking in like the Christmas pudding and those sorts of things. These are completely crispy. So if I pop it, you can see it's completely crispy. So some of them have dried out, and I don't know exactly what maybe the difference is. Some of them have retained their shape completely, and some have just dehydrated like a sultana. But again, they are crispy. So these are more like the freeze-dried. They have. If I was to weigh this out, let's do it. Here's an experiment. So these would have weighed, when they were fresh, 1.1 kilos. Bearing in mind 100 grams of cranberries is about 9 grams of carbs. So when I wrote the recipes, I said 5 grams of freeze-dried. These are essentially the same weight as the freeze-dried versions. Obviously, freeze-dried, it just does it an awful lot quicker. So they have lost around about 90% of their weight because that entire tray, which was 1 kilo, 100 grams, now only weighs 142 grams. So they've lost 9. Someone can work it out if you want, but it'll be between 85 and 90% of their weight. That's just water weight gone out of them. You can hear they're perfect. So 5 grams of these, which is going to be at least a handful, I'm going to crush them in. So that was a handful of cranberries. That was 5 grams. That's perfect. And once you've done that, you've got freeze-dried cranberries for the rest of the year. Or dehydrated. So if they're more of this style where they're soft and squidgy. So these were slightly quicker dehydrated. There's more water volume in those, so you get away with a little bit more in the mix. Okay, so that's all of the dry ingredients. Grated orange zest. So hang on, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Grate the orange into the flour mix. Well, I've already got that ready. I think I need some juice anyway, don't I? Yeah, I need the. Oh no, zest. So it says zest of 1 orange. It's going to be slightly orangier. But that's 2. I knew I needed it somewhere. 4 egg whites, double cream, and combine. Warm water. Okay, so I'm just going to go and put the kettle on because I need 90 grams of warm water. You doing it? Thank you. So I've got 3 egg yolks, egg whites in there. Take 4. Come on. There we go. It's a shell. So 4 egg whites and double cream. 30 grams of double cream. Okay, give that a mix, and then it's water. That smells quite intense with the orange. Oh. Thank you. It's going to need some butter as well. 30 grams of melted butter. Going to get poured in. There's 35 there. I'll live with that. Okay, so how much warm water? 90. So I'm just going to mix it. Was that boiled? Boiled. 50, right? Okay. Okay. Add the warm water. All good. Give it a mix. And then add the butter. Sorry, I've just remembered. Sorry, I should have read it. It's not melted because it even says softened, not melted, because you fold it in. Yeah, I've got a wider bowl down here. We'll do that again. Yeah, 23. So I'll just let that sit for a minute. Okay. Just want to soften that up a little bit. Would I like some new glasses? No, you're all right, too, thanks. What I read was 30 grams butter, and I went straight to the end of the line. Melted. No, it's not melted. It's softened, not melted. That's fine. We'll just let that soften. In fact, the oven's still warm in there to soften it. Just let that carry on cooking for a few minutes. I'm trying to think which one to do now. I might as well do the roll out the pastry for that one.
And then make the Christmas Bakewell.
Yeah, the Bakewell filling is pretty straightforward.
So it's is it?
No, turn the bread straight in and done. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. Right, okay, so that's rested. No longer wet on the outside. That's sort of tacky now. That's great. I'm not going to roll all of it out in one go because we're going to make the Gala Pie in one of these foils. So it's a 5 to 6 inch foil. So a pie tin. We're going to do it as a circular pie rather than a loaf pie. I had this issue on I was filming. I didn't put anything underneath the mat. It was moving around. No, sorry, I'm going to wet it underneath. There we go. Better. We good camera? Yes, we're all good.
These are these time.
Yeah, we said yes. You managed to do it very well last week.
So I've done it twice.
Let's hopefully.
Recently. I'm gonna get onto that.
So I'm not going to worry too much about shape or anything like that on this roll. I'm just going to roll it and then fold it. Do it a couple of times. It'll become a little bit more pliable once we've done it a couple of times. You could do this as a full suet pastry. It'll be blander in colour. This is sort of got a nice colour to it already because of the butter. Looks like the wind's getting up again. Yeah. So even just after a couple of folds, it's retaining its shape an awful lot better now as I roll it out.
Why are you folding?
Why? Just to make it a little bit stronger. It seems to make it stronger. So it's easier to do that on the second time round. So don't worry if it breaks when you're rolling it for the first couple of occasions. Like it's just like to split here in the middle. I'm just going to bring it back together and do one more. Roll and fold. A little bit more flour. So I'm only going to need like a 7-inch, maybe 8-inch circle to fill this tin. So I think if I use that lid, yeah, I used the metal lid. That was about the right size, wasn't it? So I've got that to just a couple of mils thick, really. I mean, don't want it too thin. It is meant to be a pie after all. Not a thin Danish pastry. Oh, there it is. Yeah, perfect. It's probably about an 8-inch lid. Loads of pastry left. Obviously, we're going to make a lid for that as well. So now this won't need pre-baking, just because it's going to be in the oven for quite a long time with the pork filling and the egg filling. So just going to trim the edge up. Okay. So pie tin done, ready to go. I'll do the lid while I'm at it, and then we'll do the meat mix. So I'm using actually the trimmings from that one. So this has been rolled a couple of times. So shouldn't need much more in the way of flour to get it to roll out again. Now, going to go with something similar size because we're going to dome pie, right? It's not going to be a flat pie. It's going to be quite full, this one.
When did you first come across Gala Pie?
Gala Pie? When I was a kid.
Right.
Was always on the buffet.
In the first Christmas buffet.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Right, more than enough. I'm not going to trim that until we've laid that over the pie. We just roll that section on. There you go. Right, that's better. Right, so I'm going to leave that until we're ready for it. So, let the coffee go cold. Oh, actually, no, I've actually drank it. Right, butter. Let's get these panettones finished off. This butter will be softened. Okay, butter into the panettone. So I'm going to divide this mix into the 6 cases, and then we're going to let them sit and prove for a little while. Now, I've not used these particular cases before, so I don't know how much of the mix they'll take each. Let's have a look. We'll do. Hi, Kathy. Thank you. So you said these bowls are 304 grams. Just want to weigh the mix and then I can, yeah. Okay, so 540 grams divided by 6 is 90. Just get my calculator. 90 grams. That sounds about right to me as well. I normally do things that are around about that. No, it's 90.
So if you weren't using the Panettone cases like that, would you have to line the muffins for people?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. We did them in those cups, didn't we, last time round? So I've bought these Panettone cases specifically for this. However, previously when we did them at home, we used these, which are sort of paper. So what do they call them in here? Baking cups. Yeah. The bread, because it's not quite a cake and it's not quite a bread, but the dough stuck to the edges, but we were able to peel it off no problem at all. First time of me using these, so I don't know whether these are going to be any better or not. I just ordered a packet of 50. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, that's extra orange in there. That really works. That really, really works. Essentially, you can't go wrong with orange and cocoa nibs, cacao nibs. $90. So they are. I got them off Amazon. Just search Panettone cups. They're about half filled. Okay, so we'll see how much they rise. I think it's 45 minutes, which is fine because I can sit them in that oven for 45 minutes while I get the Gala Pie made, get the soda bread made, get the get the mince pie mix made, and essentially it can all go into bake together because these are baked for 25 minutes at 180. Soda bread can be done at the same temperature, a little longer.
And what are the macros for those things?
In the book.
It's in front of you, aren't we? For people that are watching.
What are the macros?
Yes.
Macros are per portion 2 grams of carbs, 181 calories. Look at that, 6.7 grams of protein. It is good.
This is what I want.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay. We've got 6 of those. That's that one. Okay. So to prevent them from drying out, in a big sheet. Just going to put that over it. I'm actually going to put a bowl of water in the oven as well because I just don't want it to dry out. It's a very dry oven. Sounds ridiculous, but the fan speed sucked out all of the moisture. So I've just set the oven for 50 degrees. It's already warmer than that in there, but it will bring the temperature down.
Could you wrap that around the tray so it's so cold when it goes in, so it doesn't fly?
I'm going to turn the fan down. So the fan's going to be on pretty much nothing. So it's just going to, you know, so it's as if you were just sort of sitting it somewhere. So I can turn the fan speed down to pretty much nothing. It won't even move that paper now.
And it wouldn't be a problem keeping that home if it's cooling.
But you don't need to put it in the oven. You can actually warm the oven through and then just sort of let it rest there. Just let it rest. It doesn't need to be on, but we'll just keep that at a regular temperature. Right, okay, done. Panettone's in the oven, ready to be baked. Let's do the pork mix. You're right.
Probably think that we shouldn't have it. It's not really.
That smells really good. Yeah, it does smell good. I'll just let the belly pork cool down for a minute. Got a packet of 10% pork mince. I'd normally go a little bit higher, but it just wasn't available yesterday. So generally we'd use the sort of, I think we used the 20 last week, didn't we? We used the 20%, which is really, really good. I'm going to use it all again if I need to. I think the recipe calls for 500 grams. This is a slightly bigger packet. It's 750. So I'm going to have.
Yeah, as much as the challenge with 500 and that, you might struggle with.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got loads of spare pastry. Yeah, so I'm looking for the recipe. Yeah, recipe calls for 450, 500 grams, which will make you a sort of decent sized Gala pie. So I'm going to get more out of this. It's not a problem. I quite like pork pies and stuff. Right, so to this, we're going to add sage, salt, pepper. When you're adding the salt and the pepper, 750 grams of meat, about 1% of that should go back in as salt, so about 7-8 grams, which will be a teaspoon and a half. Depending on how peppery you want it, no more than the 1%, probably about half of that really. So I'm going to go 4 grams of pepper. That's 2, 3. That's more than enough. 4. Dried sage. You're not going to be able to weigh this. It won't weigh anything. You have to put the whole lot in. So a couple of good pinches of dried sage. So the scales didn't move. Go a little bit more. That's still saying 4 grams. A little bit of water is going to get added to that. It'll be like a tablespoon. It's just to help sort of create sort of the meat mush, the meat paste. And then I've got the bits of pork. So I'm just going to take the bits of pork. Actually, I'll get a board. So put this down. Just want small pieces of meat in there. So I'm not using the fat. If you're going to do it with the hock, it takes quite a while for it to cook. I would normally steam or pressure cook, hock as well if you wanted to. Slow cook. I mean, just nice and long and low. The meat will then just pull away from the bone. Okay, so there's a couple 100 grams of cubed pork in there. Nice treats for the dogs for later. Not the little ones, just the big ones. All right, and then get it all mixed together. You're trying to break the mince up, so it's not meant to be a mincemeat pie. You really want to make it into a paste almost. So you can do this in a stand mixer. If you've got a stand mixer, just chuck all of the ingredients in there, turn it on low, let it mix for 2 or 3 minutes. It'll break the mince up. I'll do it all for you. Okay. You can sort of see it's more of a mush. There we go. Maybe not the best way of describing it. Boiled my eggs earlier. I'm not going to show you how to boil eggs. I'm sure you're aware. Layer of meat in the bottom. Now I'm going to keep the eggs whole, which does mean it's going to be quite a tall pie. You can always slice the eggs in half. If you're going to do it in this way, if you're going to do it in a deeper loaf tin, then no problem at all. So I'd normally do it at home. But if you just push the eggs in, pack more meat in and around. You've got loads of. You can actually get 2 pies out of this amount of meat. I won't do 2 today.
It was at some little catering, didn't it?
It was Alan. It was Alan. So we get a little bit on top. And now I'm going to add some cranberry sauce on top. Again, totally down to you. It's not something that's in the recipe. It's just something we did a couple of weeks ago. Worked really nicely.
Something else you did, which is nice, we put pickles on top.
Yeah, pickles. Or make the piccalilli. Not the piccalilli, what was the other one? The Branston.
Yeah.
The Branston, make the whatever, I forget what it's called now.
Sandwich pickle stuff.
Yeah, I was looking for the cranberries then. Cranberry sauce. You can see how, again, I did nothing to that. That's gone beautifully thick. Yeah, the colour is beautiful. And it's just a thin layer on top. Just to give the whole pie a bit of a tart texture or taste. And this is why you need a bigger piece of pastry than just the 7-inch or 6-inch diameter, because we're going to top that. Right, let's hope I've done this big enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around the edge, pressing it into the foil or whatever the dish is you're using. So I'm essentially fully encasing the pie. Now there was lots of artistic designs last week. I can't remember. Was it last week? Yeah, it was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, actually, no. It's a couple of weeks ago when we did the first Christmas one. When we first did this. Yeah, no. There you go. And just trim the top. I'm not going to do the artistic flowers or whatever you did last time. You did.
We did holly.
You did holly, didn't I say holly? I can't remember. But I am gonna just score the top, just to allow the steam to come out. Right, lattice. Sue did the lattice, didn't she? Right, there you go. There's my gala pie. It's a bit, there you go, bit of the suet there. I've got that ready on a tray to go in afterwards. Okay. So quick tidy up, and then I'll do the mincemeat filling for the Christmas Bakewell. So the sweet mincemeat, and then I can do the soda bread. It's all going to end up in the oven at the same time. I actually haven't planned it that way, but it's all going to end up there at the same time. So the filling for this and the mince pies is exactly the same. Starting off with some Bramley apples in some butter. I've got my butter in there ready, so don't need to worry about it. I think that's the right amount as well, 30 grams. Mince pie Bakewell. There you go. I always forget what we called it. Mince pie Bakewell. Yeah. So I went to Tesco's. Massive Bramleys, absolutely huge, but I'm not using much. So what do I need? I need about 140 grams of Bramley. Is there a question? Your mince pies look really good. Need to try them. Those were yours.
Well, I can't see the question.
The mince pies. The mini versions of this. You did the mini versions of this, didn't you?
Sure, it is, but the frangipane
Yes. So that's what I'm going to do now. Is the mince pie Bakewell is usually a large one, but we did some individuals last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really nice.
So we'll do some individuals as well. It's the mince pie Bakewell, Heidi. That's all it was. He was using the frangipane topping.
Keep getting confused thinking Heidi's into the Christmas.
Not the Christmas one, no. Right. So essentially, the filling, say, is pretty much the same for. Well, it is the same for both. So brownie apples. We're going to sweat them down in some butter. We're going to chuck in some orange juice, and then we're going to make the flavors and the texture from walnuts, dried cranberries, and then some mixed spice. So
We also made some Danishes out of the same mix.
Yeah, we just turned the bit of minced meat that we made into various things. So mince pies.
You also put it right on your
Oh yeah. We made a stollen during the week, and so yeah, the Gala Pie would definitely be 180. So the how long is how thick. It will take at least that pie that I've made there is at least 35 to 40 minutes. It is essential you have a probe for that to make sure it's cooked in the middle, because you've got lots of different layers in there. You've got the egg, you've got the whole chunks of pork. It's the minced pork. So you really are going to have to sort of test it in various areas to make sure that it's fully cooked. Sprinkle with sweetener and cover and allow to cook on a low to medium heat to soften the apples. So apples are in with a bit of butter. Sprinkle with sweetener. How much do I need? 50 grams. Yeah, just need a clean bowl. That's a bit big for that one. We've used all the little bowls. Yeah. I say we, you've not made anything. Not this one, anyway. Okay. So a bit like the cranberries, lid on, let them cook away. Lost the lid. There's obviously a fair amount of liquid in the apples. We don't need to. Probe is essential for any of these things. We're not trying to colour these. We're just trying to sort of stew them down, sort of soften them up. They're going to get baked again in the mix as well.
You said you don't need any more liquid,
don't need any more liquid in that. Or you shouldn't need to. If you dry it out, then yeah, chuck some water at it, but you shouldn't need to. So check to ensure the heat isn't too high, as we need to retain the moisture. So that's what we're doing in there. Orange juice. So juice of an orange. I'll take it. I need the zest as well for this. Can't see zest. I'm going to zest it anyway. There's no reason why you can't add it in. But I do need. I don't know, Heidi. I'd have to have a look. I don't have all of the recipes here with me. Yeah, I think that thinking about it, the one on the website will be different. I can't tell you what's in it, mainly because probably wasn't using dry cranberries at the time because I couldn't get hold of them. So I've made this new recipe to include the cranberries because it does give it obviously replaces a lot of the higher carb dried fruit. Right, there we go. Okay. The dry mix, we can do it all in this one. I'm going to blitz the walnuts. I've got whole walnuts kicking around somewhere. You probably do want to break these down because it'll give us, so within the mince pie mix, you don't want sort of like a whole walnut in there, but it'll give them a nice crunch. You can replace walnuts for a Brazil nut or even a pecan. Just be aware that there's going to be different carb values. But walnuts and Brazil's fairly similar. So 25 grams of chopped walnuts. It's not a lot. Just going to blitz them down. Yeah, because everything else we can do. Oh yeah, there's the orange peel.
You knew it belonged.
Sorry, I missed that?
You knew it belonged there.
Yeah, I knew it was in there somewhere. Oh yeah, 5 grams of finely grated orange peel from 1 medium orange, and then the orange juice. Okay. So chopped walnuts. I'm going to use mixed spice rather than the individual spices. So they're listed ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg. To make it easy, you can just use a straightforward mixed spice. I haven't bought a mixed spice from a supermarket for quite a while, so just check the ingredients, make sure there's nothing nasty added to it. Shouldn't be. I mean, it should be, essentially. This one's cinnamon, allspice, clove, ginger, nutmeg. So what we're getting here is a bit of extra allspice, which is very much a Christmassy flavour. Couple of 1 teaspoon, so 5 grams. 3 dried cranberries. So again, I'm going to use these ones. These are the nice crunchy ones.
I'm quite happy to have this all year round.
Yeah. Okay, combine the walnuts and spices, dried cranberry, orange peel is going to go in here as well, and then we're going to add the spice mix to the apples. And that's the reason why we wanted to retain the liquid, is because these spices are going to thicken up the liquid. Okay, just crushing the last of the cranberries. Orange zest. So, still retain the liquid. Apples are softening. They're not softened yet, but they'll continue. Add the mix. And we're just going to let that cook through for another couple of minutes. But straight away, it's turned it thicker. It's more of a syrup. I just want those apples to fall just a little bit more. They're starting to go. If you can press through them, what you want to do is actually sort of turn the mix into fairly smooth but crunchy. So smooth from the apple but crunchy from the walnuts. So I'm just going to give them another couple of minutes. Again, keep the lid on it, keep the moisture in, because we're going to want that moisture inside the pie. Yeah, it is a nutty spiced jam. Right, okay. 1, 2. We might as well roll the sweet pastry out. 23 minutes left on the panettone, so they're all good. Let's have a swig of coffee. Soda bread's quick to whack together. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to run over. I never thought we'd run over. Well, it's only 3:30. We haven't baked anything yet.
Oh, I thought you'd put it in at the end. Are you staying around for it to be?
Well, we've got to stay around for it. Do you know what I mean? You can stay with me while I tidy up. Yeah. Right. Okay. So exactly the same for the Christmas Bakewell or mince pie Bakewell. Sorry, what? I was going to do it in rounds. I was going to do a small round and some little ones. I haven't got the smaller square, and that's too big. That tray bake's too big. It is. It's way too big. Again, that's after it's been rested. That's gone dry now. So I'm going to roll and fold this a couple of times to get it to behave. So this is the sweet pastry, yeah. Again, don't worry about it breaking up first couple of times round.
So if we needed to prep this, refrigerate it and use it when we need.
The pastry. You'd need to allow the pastry to warm up a little bit. You can't use it from the fridge. It's too brittle. It'll just continue to break up. It almost has to sort of like not get to room temperature, but it has to increase in temperature a little bit. to become more pliable.
Take it out before you want to use it.
Take it out half an hour or so before you want to use it. I mean, by rolling it and folding it, you're going to warm it up anyway.
It's just easy to assemble your pie and bake it.
You want to say?
Just easy to assemble the pie and bake it in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just thinking people prepping.
Well, the whole thing will freeze, so make it and freeze it. There you go. Well, they're definitely going to be the last ones down at the yard today.
What's the name there?
Yeah. All right. So one more fold, one more roll, and then we'll be able to roll it for the actual Bakewell. I've used it all here, haven't I? Yeah. Well, the noise was then it's water spilling out. Okay. There we go. Again, a couple of, it always benefits from a couple of folds and roll it out and fold it again, roll it again. You'll just get a more pliable pastry by doing that. Right, we've got loads there, loads and loads. So I'll be able to cut one for this, and then I'm going to cut several for this size. So we've got just check this. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So you can see that's gone. Again, everyone knows what minced meat looks like when you sort of use crack a jar open. Well, that's gone the same sort of texture. So it's thickened up. The apples have softened. There are no more chunks in there. Done. Right, let that cool down for a minute. So I'll be able to get a large one out of that there. And then, actually, that's considerably bigger than we need. That's the one. Yeah, perfect. It's probably 2.5 inch. I'm just using some mince pie foils that I picked up. You can obviously do this straight into a muffin tin if you've got a good non-stick one. There you go. Got 4 out of that straight away. So I was aiming at 6 individuals. No, we're not doing tops, pastry tops for these. I added coconut oil to make it glossy. So which recipe, Jan? Oh, to the mincemeat. That's a nice idea. I suppose I've got butter in there at the beginning. Right, so same as. Yeah, I'm not going to trim the edge on that one. It's just got a little lip on one side. I'm going to leave it there. A bit of extra pastry. That's good. Doesn't need blind baking either. So a little trick with this to get them in neatly, just to sort of take a very tiny piece out, and then when they make them into a Pac-Man. And then they sort of fold into the foil a little bit easier. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So got a little wedge out, and then it'll overlap, and it goes in. I've just stuck my thumb through that one. Do you know what? I could have got away with a bigger circle because they're a little bit shy of the edges. So just to correct that. Hearing the rain as it is right now, isn't thrilling me because it feels like we've only just got back from doing the morning dog walk and getting dry. You know, when you're walking up the field and the wind's behind you and you know the rain's behind you, but you know you've got to turn around and face straight back into the wind and the rain. And clearly the dogs don't give a monkeys. They just run around.
That's good for our skin.
Regardless. Yeah, it's just horrific. Okay. Right, last couple. It does smell great down here, by the way. When this Christmas, the mince pie mix smells beautiful. Okay. So I'll go with the bigger one this time. See if that works better. One. Yep. 2. And with the extra, this little bit of pastry, we'll just roll it into a pastry. We'll make a little mince pie Danish pastry. So
you could do the mini gunner.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Thank you. It's the same as what you usually do this morning.
Yeah. Oh. Joe, I thought I'd suddenly missed one then. I haven't. I've already done this.
Are you making another pie out of all the triangles?
No, I'm using them to repair the hole where I keep sticking my thumb through it.
Oh.
Well, there you go. No one's going to know because it's going to be covered in mincemeat. Right, okay. So that's those 6 done. actually see them. You know what mince pie foils look like anyway. Right, last one. So we're going to keep this as a single piece. So whatever size I get it to will be an individual pastry. All right, we've got 11 minutes before the panettones are done. Okay. Right, that'll do. I can make a pastry out of that. Okay, a little bit of this. So we're going to do these first, then make the frangipan that's going to go on top. Because the frangipan's much easier to handle if it's just been made. So don't make it in advance. Do all of this first. Small spoon. So I'm going to do the mince pies first, and then I can divide the rest up.
What's the next over?
I don't know without looking. It's in the book. I need to give you a book.
Is it not convenient for people to watch it? I know.
Hi, Karen. Oh, blimey. Okay, so it says serve 12. So 6 individuals and 6 slices out of there would be on the other page. Per portion, 2.8 grams of carbs. Okay. I'm just making sure I save a little bit for the pastry. Right, that's enough for the pastry. And then I can scrape the rest out for the bigger pie. So the recipe literally is meant to sort of, make 12 portions worth. You could do 2 of this small size pie, or as I've done there, sort of 12 individuals. Okay, nice.
Lots.
Yeah, mini ones. Right, frangipan. So melted butter.
Fully melted or partially?
Fully melted
Right.
butter. So I need 100 grams of fully melted butter. Oh, I used the pan for the mincemeat mix, didn't I? Only one thing I haven't done is egg wash that. In fact, I can egg wash all of this, then, can't I? Oh no, I suppose they don't need egg washing because they're frangipan tots. Egg wash the gala. So yeah, the frangipan is eggs, panda, sweetener, and butter. And it's best to say if you do it as you need it, because it's easier to handle. So it's 100 grams of butter. Yeah, and 2 eggs. 91. Okay. So we get that melting. 2 eggs. So extract to go into this. You could use the either almond or vanilla. However, we have got some. Oh, we've got any left. The Christmas one. Oh,
It's in the tin.
got none of the Christmas one, but I've got the fig. So I'm going to use fig extract. So this is one of the special ingredients ones. I've got a Christmas pudding one on its way to me. I'm just going to use a couple of grams of that in there. Although we use whatever extract you want. 70 grams of sweetener. And 35 grams of panda. Give that a mix. And just get the butter mixed in. This will go firm again once the butter cools down fully. That's why I say if you leave it to the last minute, it's just a little easier. Hi, Miriam. Right, there we go. So it's more of a paste. But the second that starts to cool down, that's going to go thick again. So the quicker you can be working with it, the easier you're going to find it. The frangipane will puff up just a little bit, so you don't need to overfill it. Again, these are individual mince pies, yeah. So
I love these because they're like the lids.
yes, yeah. So these are essentially to replace a pastry lid, but I think they're nicer.
They are, because I think the sweetness comes in when you bite into it rather than the sweetness of the mince first.
Yeah. Okay, that's that. I'm going to add a little bit to the pastry. And then the rest of it. Big one. Okay. And as a finishing touch, if you want, actually, did you top yours with chopped orange last time?
I did, yeah.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm just going to use some flaked almonds on top. All right, we got 1 minute left on the Panettone. Egg. Now, you don't need to worry too much about sort of how these pastries look. Actually, see, yes, perfect. So I'll just finish this now, and then I'll show you the panettones. Yeah, you don't need to worry too much about how the pastries look when you put them together, because what looks quite rustic raw actually looks quite artistic once baked. So don't worry. I'm going to get rid of that tail end there. We don't need all of that pastry. So don't worry if you haven't got a perfectly shaped pastry, because when they bake, they hide a multitude of sins. Yep, your boy. Right, let's get a tray. We've got things to go in with them now. Now these won't take long. The mince pies, it probably says about, okay, that's the bigger version. You're saying 30 minutes for the bigger version. The little ones won't take long.
Is the garlic going at the same time?
Yeah, Gala's going to go in as well. So I show you the panettone. So trays warm, 50, 60 degrees, but they have risen to 2/3, if not 3/4 of the height of the case now. So they've doubled in size essentially. So they're going to go straight back in the oven because I don't want them to sink. They're looking like they've partially baked, but they're not. There's a slight colour on the top. Hot. And then the Gala Pie is going to go at the same time. Quick egg wash on that. It does feel like it's the middle of the night now down there. Seriously.
Both visually and body clock wise.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah. Beautiful. Right. So everything's going to go in at 180. I'll set the clock for 20 minutes for the little mince pies. Oh. That's tough. 180. 20 minutes. Right, okay. We're off. Soda bread, yes. We're going to get soda bread because that can go in while everything else is baking as well. Let me just clean this space down a bit. If anyone needs to go, you're excused. 4 o'clock. Well done for last thing. You've got nothing else better to do. Stick around. So I don't need this anymore. Nice. Only now for 10 minutes. Well done, Sandra. You missed a really exciting 10 minutes, though, yeah? I can't tell you which part it was. Okay. Soda bread. I just say the stuff involved. Oh, Sue. I thought I'd shout at Sandra. Yes. We haven't had ours yet. They went straight in the freezer. Yeah, they are actually for Christmas Day for us. So thank you if they're good, because I'm looking forward to them. Right. So the soda bread, there are a couple of recipes in the book. Tweak the recipe a little bit from the original book, which was like 6 weeks ago. Well, it's got to go through tweaks at some point, hasn't it? You might as well go through tweaks pretty much straight away. So we're going to blitz the panda flour and the butter together. So 82 grams. So you'll notice that if you've got both books, this is a bigger version. So it's a slightly bigger loaf. And I added yeast to this just so I felt it gave it a bit more. The comments will come back when it's quite dense. Well, yes, soda bread is. Mm-hmm. It is quite dense. It doesn't rise. I mean, somebody said, why doesn't your sourdough rise? It's not sourdough. Soda bread. Anyway, the yeast gives it a bit more of a bready taste and a little bit more of a rise. 82 grams of panda flour, 50 grams of butter, probably close to that, which we're going to quickly blitz. 47. That'll do. Give that a quick blitz. Again, a fine-ish breadcrumb. It's a little bit different to the pastry mix because it's more flour to butter this time round. The pastry has got more butter to flour. Uh, 50 grams of golden linseed. I mean, I've got both. I've got the milled and I've got the whole. We actually quite like the whole in ours. It gives it that slightly deeper crunch. Up to you. You can use other seeds. We have used others, but the golden linseed for us makes the better loaf visually and taste. But I know a lot of people don't like the taste of linseed. Salt, a teaspoon of salt. We need some yeast and we need some bacon. Teaspoon of salt. Eight grams of yeast. If you're only using packets of yeast, then you'll probably get away with 7, clearly. It's not going to make an enormous difference. However, if you are using packets of yeast, you're paying like 30 quid a kilo, so it's probably better to invest in a larger tub. 5 grams, which is about a level teaspoon, actually, a little bit less there. Yeah, 5 grams. The bicarbs. Now I say I couldn't get the pancetta, so I've got some bacon that I cooked up. I'm just going to break that up into the mix. and also smoked applewood. I mean, you could use any cheese. We've done this with Wensleydale. I've done it with. We just did it with a normal mature cheddar, didn't we? Cheese and bacon. That was nice.
This is the best.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the smoked applewood obviously had the great flavour. So, recipe calls for 50 grams of cooked. There you go. So it's 2 rashers. Just going to cut them into it. Not too small. Never made panettones. Well, I mean, I hadn't made panettones until about 3 weeks ago. Looked at a recipe, thought, okay, there was actually a lot of similarities. I didn't have to change much. Gave it a go. A couple of tweaks later, and yeah, it was good to go. It's just an email. I'm just trying to think what fan speed. I've left that on low. It's gonna be no good. No good. That fan needs to be on fast. Okay, so it's on 13 minutes. There you go. I've just upped it a little bit. Just wonder why I couldn't hear it. No, it's fine. It's moving. Still not on. There we go. That's it. The fan didn't kick in. We did a goat cheese galette. We did a goat cheese galette, not a goat cheese. Goat cheese with caramelized shallots. That was last weekend. They were very, 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 very good.
Is that Heidi?
Yeah, it's
She
Heidi
said
saying
it
that.
like a squish spider.
Oh right, no. The goat cheese galette was great.
Really good, Heidi.
I've got cheese somewhere. 75 grams of smoked applewood. Doesn't need a huge amount, certainly of something smoked. It doesn't need a huge amount of cheese. Probably if it was a straightforward mature cheese, maybe 100 grams. But this has got a strong enough flavour to it to not have to overdo it. You are 75 to 100. Yeah, I mean it's and again just small cubes, and you end up with little pockets of smoked cheese. You can grate it, you can blitz it, and the last one I did, I think I actually blitzed the cheese in with the flour and the butter, which is great. But actually having little chunks of cheese running through it is even better. None left for snacks.
Please may I have a small bit of cheese?
Small bit of cheese. Hang on a minute. 75. There you go. Small bit of cheese. Oh, can I put lemon and orange peel leftovers from it? Definitely not Breaking Bad. I've got no pots of weird chemicals bubbling away in the background. No, can't be as entertaining as Breaking Bad. No chance. What are you going to put them in, Mira? What are you going to put the peel in? Right. Anyway, we need to crack on. Going to make that. Yeah, we can make cheese.
What cheese?
Okay, so the only liquid that goes into no, not making those either today. No, you've missed that one. Into the Panettone. Yeah, absolutely. You can put the lemon and the orange peel into those. The only liquid going into the soda bread is natural yogurt, low fat stuff. people wonder why low fat. It just has a better, helps for a better rise, a better quality of loaf. The high fat stuff means a stodgier loaf. Okay, so 300 grams. It's the cheapest stuff on the supermarket shelf. Don't think you need to buy something expensive and full fat for this to work. There's plenty of fat gone into this loaf, in the way of the bacon, the cheese, the butter. You're not needing to find more fat to go in there. Yeah. Right. I think that's everything that's gone in there. So let's bring that together. Again, this is a loaf that is best straight onto a tray, so not in a tin. Allows it to cook more evenly. Or if you've got a pizza stone, then yeah, pizza stone is great. I haven't got the pizza stone down here with me. Obviously, it just comes together. You just need it a little bit. It'll hold together after a minute or so. This isn't one that would work in a stand mixer. Just keep breaking it up. It's a little bit too dry for that. It doesn't create. I mean, even with any of the gluten-free loaves, there's no stretch. There's no bind. So that's why bread makers really struggle with this type of thing, because they rely on the dough being pulled around. But that's just come together quite nicely. So let's get a tray for that. All right. So shape it, press it. And score it. So we've got something, I don't know, sort of 5 inch, 6 inches across, a 6 portion, which is what I've listed it as. These are sort of serve 6. Then if you want, actually cut it into 6. And then you've got your portions sorted.
What would be the macros?
What would be the macros on this? Per 6, they are 5.6 grams of carb. It obviously depends as to the cheese and the fillings that you've got. But this one, 5.6 grams of carbs. I reckon the Wensleydale and cranberry will be a fraction higher per piece, just short of 200 calories. Scoring a good third to half of the way through the depth of the loaf. Right, that's going to go in. I might disturb the Panettones now, but no, they're all right. Okay, everything's in. I'm going to stay live because we'll be pulling things out of the oven over the next sort of 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to tidy up. I can have a chat while I'm doing that. If you've got any questions, I don't have a recipe for wheat cookies. That's one question I can't answer. If you've got any other questions, then I might be able to help. Some suggestions for next week. I was sort of already thinking I'm going to be doing more Christmas stuff, but Christmas pudding, I'll do that definitely next week. I've made that 2 or 3 times in the last the last 7 days. We've made a few of them, and then do you know what? It gets better and better. Considering that for me, Christmas pudding was always one of the highlights of Christmas, and then it not being available. Actually, I'm very pleased with how this one's worked out.
It's still available, you just change it.
I just should, yeah. I chose not to have the sugar version. Yeah.
I have a request.
So that
I have a request.
you have a request.
I know Ellen's asking as well.
Uh-huh.
You know the mince pies?
Yes.
Do salted caramel.
Salted caramel topping.
With honey. With honey.
Oh, hang on.
So you can still do the nuts.
So salted caramel. So take the mixed spice out.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So apple. Salted caramal drops.
Yeah.
I could make a caramel to go inside it.
Anything, just salted caramel.
Right. Okay.
So that's the alternative to keeping it like fruit.
Okay. Yeah. The Gala Pie you could make after Christmas. Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, actually, the best way of doing it, isn't it? Have the Christmas dinner, and then the leftover turkey, the leftover gammon, or whatever else you've got, can actually sort of form layers of a Gala Pie style. It's a leftover pie, really, isn't it? No reason why not. Right, cheese. Need these for the rest of the day. Couple of minutes. Stuart, while we're waiting for some of these things to finish, I'm going to use some more of that pastry. I've got one egg left. I'm going to do a pork pie. So for those that haven't been down here for a workshop, show you how to make a pork pie using the dolly. I'll just wait 4 minutes for the first buzzer to go off. I can't remember what's coming out first. Oh, the mini pork pies. Sorry, the mini mince pies. And possibly the panettone. They looked almost done. So panettone won't rise anymore after that proving point. So whilst they're baking, all they're doing is fully baking, not rising anymore. So they were sort of 2/3, 3/4 the way up the cup. Those are the ones that I've used today are a little bit wider than the ones I used when I put the pictures in the book. But they look pretty similar. That's because I've got that bit of pork mince as well. So just want to use them up, even if I don't bake them now, I can take them home and bake them.
I'll tell you what you could do. It's random. You know the magic pumpkin?
That's got to be after Christmas.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh.
But using mixed spice, it's the essence.
Oh, instead of pumpkin?
Yeah.
So we've got a magic
Christmas cake.
Christmas cake.
Yeah. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, but the problem is, I haven't got that recipe at the moment. I haven't been able to find it.
Magic Christmas cake.
I need someone to find the magic pumpkin custard cake.
Get Kathy's got it, actually, because she was with the members. And Sue made it as well.
Right, I need to find that
Sue's
recipe.
got it.
If I've done it in the members group and I've listed it as in the full recipe, I can't find it.
It's on the list now.
I don't want to have to rewrite the entire thing
Is anyone else got any ideas? Because I'm fucking missing
because it worked beautifully well, and I've forgotten.
There's only 2 people left. Who are fun with them.
Where those cranberries come from?
Yeah. Thanks for bringing.
What was that? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Kathy. Yeah. A ginger cake. for Christmas, it probably won't be before Christmas. I'm not practicing anything new. I'll see how we get on this week, Heidi, because I have got a fair amount of filming to do down here this week. Yeah, yeah. I suppose you could make like the ginger caramel like we do out of the sticky toffee. You could make that into a ginger, but it was. I suppose if it goes over the cake, like when we did the sticky toffee down here, it was syrup at the bottom, the pudding went in, and it soaked into the cake. So maybe it would do the same. Well, it would do the same. Would it make the ginger?
I'll write it down.
Okay. So just really quickly, there's the mini mince pies. Yes, and the pumpkin custard cake. The bigger one's not quite ready yet, but the little ones are. So I'm going to take them out, and the little pastry. That's definitely done. We get a coolie rack.
That sounds hopeful that Kathy has it.
Otherwise, I just need to find the video. Yes, we can, Heidi. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, I just need to find the video of me making that and the pumpkin cake. To then watch myself make the cake. All right. So that's that one. Just going to check these panettones, make sure to see if they are done. Well, they're hot. Actually, they're done. They're done. So they can come out. To see how they've not risen any more than they were. Excellent. Thank you, Kathy. They've risen no more after the proving stage. But they look beautiful. What else have we got? So, yeah, Gala Pie is going to take another 20 minutes at least. So let's go 10 minutes more for the large. Yeah, the large mince pie frangipane. Yes.
Videos have been today.
Yeah, no, I'm going to do this now. Just wait to get these out. So I've got 10 minutes while those are cooking there. Yeah, so this is, I mean, I've got loads of this savoury pastry left. I'll make something else tomorrow. Oh, actually, are we having a pie during the week? Did I say we're going to make it?
Oh,
I was.
you're making
There you go,
it.
I've got the pastry ready. We've got the paper right. So, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Is that Wednesday?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Thursday.
That's fine. Well, I'll make it Tuesday then. So it can be baked Wednesday. Right, that's fine. There you go. Done some meal prep while I've been down here as well. So I'm just going to make, for those that used to buy the pies when we made them down here, one of that pork pies, but obviously egg in the middle. So I'm going to make a mini Gala pie, essentially. A mini Gala. Need some flour. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Martin. October the 13th. That's when I made the magic pumpkin cake. October 13th. Brilliant.
Oh, that's good.
That's brilliant. Right. Okay. Oh, bloody hell. Hey,
I don't know why you said, but
apologies for late. What have you made today? Not telling you. You're gonna have to go and watch the whole lot from the beginning, Dan. Just skip the first 5 minutes where I was talking about you not being around. Yeah. So skip that, and you can watch the rest. It's Christmas special, mate. You know me, Mr. Christmas. Happy as anybody when Christmas comes around. Apparently, we've got to get the tree out of the loft.
Too.
2 trees out of the loft. Before the 20th. I had a quick look. Right, so maybe so members would have been the 26th, and then public would have been the 13th. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks apart. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
There will be magic.
It's just the recipe. I've just lost the mate. I mean, I'm presuming your ears are burning permanently. Yeah, it's just the recipe. I don't know. I haven't got a copy of the recipe. I'll know what to do once I see it again. But right. Anyway, Dan. Hope you're well, mate. Of course, nothing was bad said about you. Okay, so. Wooden dolly, you know, that they are specifically for making pork pies. You can use a jar. It's obviously a similar size. The only issue with using a glass jar is that they usually have a ridge on the bottom which can stick into the pastry. But essentially, find the center of your. I've used the 7-inch cutter, and we're just going to gently, and I think I did this with Alan a couple of weeks ago. Gently rotate and just fold the pastry. So I'm just creating little creases. It doesn't hold to start with, but once you've gone round and we just sort of, so you don't want to squeeze the pastry too hard into the dolly because it will stick, and then you're going to struggle to take the pastry away. So just small folds. Again, it doesn't need to look like it's been made by a machine. It should look like it's been made by a human. So they're not going to be totally perfect. It's just the gentle pressure on the pastry, just to squeeze it together. It'll fold into shape. There we go. So once we've got it all the way around, I'm just gently squeezing the top of the pastry.
Thanks, Ivy.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you. He said he trusts me as far. Sorry, I trust you as far as your pastry making skills. Well, you're not getting a pork pie now, mate. Yeah, you're not getting. See, I was going to make this just for you. Pop it in the post. Right. So a little bit of meat in the bottom. Our last remaining egg.
Chicken.
A little bit more meat. So you can give it a bit more of a squeeze now. Now it's got the sort of now it's got the pork mince and the egg inside. Give it a bit more of a squeeze just to sort of solidify it. I'm going to put a spoon of cranberry. Hope you like cranberry, Dan. You know, now I'm making this for you. A bit more pastry for the top. Right? Three minutes. So what? Oh, it's the big mince pie coming out. All right. Beautiful. I could do with egg washing that. Actually.
You put any initials on it? We could put PP and the country.
PP. And we're not putting DF. Mate, this will be with you in a couple of days. Look at that. Look. Look.
Like anyone's going to get the
I've got the big one in the oven. You want me to do it live so you know it's the same one, yeah? I'm not going to send you a dodgy one. Can I write it in a Sharpie? Because that food's safe, yeah? Now, don't expect this every week. You don't just turn up late and then sort of like, order your pork pie. Just so you know.
There's initials of BS.
Hey, yeah, see, dirt and fur. Okay, so that one's definitely done now. Just going to get another cooling rack, and also we'll check the Gala. Oh, wow, that soda bread looking good. We'll just keep that going. Don't worry, Dan, I've got this one. Yeah, just going to check the temperature of this one. Now I know when I've made this, there's a layer of pork mince in the centre here. So it's not going to be far off. It's climbing still, but it's not going to get to 72. Yeah, see, in the very, very centre, it's mid-50s. It's sort of 55, whereas on the outsides, it's getting to high 60s. Yeah. So that's going to go back in for another 10 minutes. And in which time, the soda not quite ready, but it's looking mighty fine. I suppose that one can go in now as well, because that's only going to take half an hour. Cooling rack. Don't worry, Dan. It's a Christmas gift for you, mate. So there we go. There's the larger. That's it's gone firm. Sorry, it's cooked because it's gone firm, and the frangipane's gone firm. So these smaller ones literally didn't take long at all, and gone firm straight away. Hopefully, yeah, pop straight out. So those are perfect little mince pies. I'll get them out of the foils now so they don't sweat. And you can reuse the cases. There you go. I'll let this one cool down a little bit more before I try and pop it out of this foil. Let's have a look at the Panettones. I don't know. You don't need to, mate. I don't know how well these come out of these cases. So this is the first. All right. Let's see. Is there a fold in it, or is it just a tear? So there's, yeah. Okay. Oh, clean. Oh, fairly. Yeah. Okay, they're as good, if not a fraction better than the paper ones, the standard shop bought paper thingies. Stuck on the bottom a bit more. Okay. I'm gonna crack it open. See, make sure it's cooked on the inside. Yeah, beautiful. Perfect. Obviously, they're still warm. They'd be better to allowed to cool thoroughly. But that extra bit of orange. You try to take. Very orangey. Very nice. Yeah. Okay. Maybe when they're fully cooled, they would come out of these cases a little bit easier. Yeah. Okay. It came off the base cleanly, very cleanly. Yeah.
I would have thought they wouldn't have stuck as much actually.
Yeah.
Because they look like.
I mean, I suppose I'll see when they are properly cooled whether they peel off there easier. Maybe they just need lightly greasing. Nice with custard. Pretty much that's Sue's motto, isn't it? Everything's nice, but nicer with custard. Okay.
Something you did next week.
Custard.
Yeah.
Yes, because I'll do the Christmas pudding and I'll do custard to go with it.
And actually, yeah. Magic Christmas cake. It's kind of like custard, isn't it?
The magic Christmas cake.
Yeah.
Am I doing magic Christmas cake?
Yes,
Then?
that's what I mean. That was the point, isn't it?
Right, no, but I've still got Yule log to do, or the mini logs.
Oh, they were good.
Yeah, so we've only got 2 more Sundays before Christmas. So I don't need new recipes. I just need to show how to do recipes. So yeah, we'll do the mini Yule log. So we made them last week. Yeah. Okay. Right. So I've got more pastry for my dinner. Greek yogurt and dark berries. Wait, is that for your dinner? Okay. Stick that in the bag. That could be a burger for me tomorrow. It's the Pullmans. Yeah. In the week as well. What are you on about, Karen? You mean the Thursday? I can do something on the Thursday. I suppose I could do the Christmas. Right. Okay, there you go. Members, Thursday, Christmas, magic Christmas cake.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, doing a live. Yeah, we've had stuff that in the end, Karen. Sorry. So what we went?
Pie.
yeah, Gala Pie and the mini pork pie is going to be another 20 minutes, half hour. Right. See you later. Yeah, mini pork pie is going to be until we've cleaned up. Essentially, the big Gala Pie probably ready now in the 4 minutes. Yeah, so we'll just get these last couple of bits out and then we'll bugger off because that's 2.5 hours. And we can tidy up and go home and walk the dogs in the rain again. Yep. See, I eat cranberry sauce like most people eat ketchup. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's turning itself on. Off. Yeah.
Oh, the soda bread as well.
Oh yeah, soda bread. That I reckon soda bread's gonna have another 10 or 15 minutes. We can get it out. Let's have a look at it because it does look great, but it probably just needs a little bit longer. Let's go home.
Oh, actually, cheddar's would be a good one as well.
What, sorry?
The cheddar and the cheddar.
The cheddars, yeah. I mean, again, we've got 2 Sundays to go, so I'll probably end up doing a live during the week, in the Christmas week, because more people will be off anyway. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I avoid the beans these days, mate. However, the weather has definitely been a bit rough. I mean, the carnage in our garden, the garden gate fell off last night. In fact, we're ripped off. It's hanging off the wall at the moment. It's been all right. We've not suffered that badly. I saw some videos earlier from Wales. Yeah. It looks like it's been awful in certain places. We had a bit of a flood in here, but nothing major. It's pretty much dried out now. We sort of got in about. Okay. We got in about midday to find half the bakery underwater, but it's all good. Keep that going. So soda bread isn't quite done, but you can see how well it's doing. It's puffed up nicely. It's still doughy inside. I can see that. So that's going back in for 15 minutes. Obviously, the little pork pie is going to be maybe another 15 minutes as well. I can see it's going nice and golden now. This is getting there. It's going to be very, very close. All right. It's a fraction short. It's saying 68, and it's very slowly still moving up. In that case, if you're doing this yourself at home, don't trust it. I'm not getting a consistent 72 all around. See, this section here is going to hit 72. There you go, 72. But just around here, So that's 74, and then an inch further in, and it's under 70. So that's not ready yet. That's why it is important to check. It looks ready. But that's going to give you problems if you don't make sure it's done. Right, okay, I'll bugger off because that was a long one.
That exact soda bread went nicely with the Tex-Mex beef.
Yeah. So we had a Tex-Mex beef on Friday. No, crockpot. Crockpot Thursday, as we call it.
And then this Thursday's chicken chili con carne. So
Yeah.
if you can.
So the soda breads work really well with anything out of a slow cooker. It's just perfect. So we had a Tex-Mex casserole style on Thursday, and I did a soda bread to go along with it. It's perfect.
I was going to say, if you can make it, save it to this Thursday.
You want to save that?
Well, it worked well last Thursday.
Okay, I suppose I've got plenty of other things. I've got Gala Pie to eat for the rest of the week. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll save that. Right, I'm gonna go. Thank you for joining while we've been down here today. Sorry it's such a long one. I thought I'd get done quicker today, but I do try and cram a lot in.
You can just leave.
Yeah, you are allowed to leave at any point and come back. I mean, I probably will still be here. I'll be back, members, on Thursday for a live cooking. I'll be back next Sunday down here for a live cooking, and I might come back at another point during the week as well, because I've got a fair amount of filming to do, and I always prefer filming to camera rather than just down here by myself talking to myself. So if you see it go live, come and say hello. Yeah. You never know what we're making. Right, thanks for anyone new joining in and for sticking around for so long.
Not you.
You are what?
You never know what we're making.
Yeah. Nor do I. All right, I'm going to go. Cheers, mate, Dan. I'll speak to you soon, mate. All right. Bye.